Hello, greetings everyone. How are we doing today? Welcome back to my channel at Love and Logic. Please, if you have not subscribed, do well to hit the subscribe button. My name is Emmanuel Chamaka Helen, your favorite marriage and relationship guide. I am here today to share with us some concepts to understand before marriage. Number one concept to understand before marriage is marriage. What is marriage? Marriage is the union between two people, a man and a woman. That is the husband and the wife in holy matrimony with terms and benefits. Marriage was first instituted by God according to the scriptures. Number two concept to understand is the concept of courtship. Courtship is a necessity for marriage to take place. And what is courtship, by the way? Courtship is that brief period of time, usually 6 months, where a man and a woman get to know each other better for the sole purpose of marriage. They get to know each other to know if they are compatible, to know if they are suitable for each other. There are things to consider in courtship, there are questions to ask in courtship, and these questions include genotype and blood group. It also includes knowing whether your partner is a transparent and honest person, and so many other. I will also talk about this courtship in another video. Another concept to understand is the purpose of marriage in itself. We all have our different intentions for getting married. Some get married because they've gotten pregnant. Some get married because they love their partner. Some get married because of different reasons. But marriage in itself has its own purpose. And what is this purpose according to the scripture? For the purpose of companionship. It is not good for a man to be alone. For the purpose of procreation. Go ye into the world and multiply. Fill the earth and have dominion. Another purpose is for the man to be the provider. When God created Adam, he put him in the garden to work. Another purpose is for the woman to be a helpmate. You help your husband achieve his purpose in life together, and the rest of it. Another concept to understand is the concept of communication. Communication is very, very important in marriage. In fact, lack of communication has caused several divorces in marriages today. So communication is important. And what is communication? Communication is talking about your feelings, expressing your feelings, your emotions in a healthy and respectful way to your partner. When you communicate about your challenges, about things that excite you, your purposes, your plans, how you intend to execute them, and even after executing them, you share your results with your partner. In communication, if when you're angry, you talk to your partner, I don't like this thing that you did, but you do it in a respectful format. So that is what communication is all about. You don't give your partner silent treatment just because you are angry or you don't like what they did. Another concept to understand is the concept of commitment. My dear, marriage is about work. You have to put in the work. You have to be loyal to your partner. You have to stay. You have to put in the work. You have to be consistent, even in the hard times when the going gets tough. You stay there with your partner. So, two persons in marriage, two people getting married, the man and the woman, they have to understand this, because when it is only a woman being committed to marriage, it causes what? Unhappiness, because she's putting in the work and then the man is doing anyhow. Then the man is putting in the work, the woman is behaving anyhow. But when two people understand this concept, even when the going gets tough, they come together and they take decisions that will take the family forward. So it is good for us to understand that we have to commit to marriage in itself, and not just to our partner. What else do we have to understand concerning marriage? We have to understand that we quarrel. Yes, we quarrel and we disagree. And then we also agree to disagree. We do these things in a healthy way, in respectful ways. You don't um disagree or you quarrel, then you start insulting your partner anyhow. No, that's not how we do. When you disagree, you do that carefully, you do that respectfully, you resolve conflict without insults, without having to embarrass your partner. So yes, understand that in relation, any kind of relationship, whether brother or sister, so you also have to understand that in marriage you do likewise. You disagree and you quarrel, but please don't let your quarrel or your disagreement lead to violence. Don't let it lead to fights. This is what results in domestic violence. Please, we don't go there. Let us learn to quarrel and disagree in a healthy way. Also, what are other concepts that we have to understand before marriage? We have to understand financial understanding. Please, before you go into marriage with anyone, know about the person's finances. You don't need to know the amount in his account, but you need to know what he's doing to bring in the money. You need to know about his or her spending habits. You need to know about his financial habits, how he spends, how he saves, and the rest of it. How he makes plans for the future, his investment plans. You need to know this. I've been in marriage for quite some time, and I'm talking from my experience. Before my own marriage, I asked my husband, "What are you doing?" And at a particular time, it seemed that the business he was doing at a point was not bringing in the funds, but we had to replan and re-strategize. Also, what are other concepts that we need to understand? We need to understand the concept of what? Accepting responsibility, emotional maturity, emotional intelligence. All these blame games, playing the victims, they are not nice. In fact, it is not funny. So you have to learn how to take responsibility in marriage. When you are wrong, say that you are wrong and apologize. It's not when you are wrong, you will not talk about it. No, your partner is waiting for you to talk about it, to accept that you are wrong and apologize. And you see, once it apologizes, it goes. But when you don't talk about it, your partner is like, ah, this person did something wrong, and she's not talking about it, or he's not talking about it. So you need to learn how to take responsibility of your actions. And also, yes, and also you be emotionally intelligent to know how your partner is feeling per time, how to talk him into expressing, or how to talk her into expressing his emotions and the rest. Don't use anger to cover up your mistakes. You do something and then your wife approaches you or your husband approaches you, ah babe, you did this, and you're like, oh, you start getting angry so that you can cover up a mistake that you did. It is immature. So we are going to be fine. We are going to take responsibility of our actions. Another thing, another concept to know about before getting married is the place. How should I put it now? Understanding the place of the third person or third parties in relationship. My dear, immediately you take the decision that you are getting married, you should know that the first person to meet when anything happens is your husband or your wife. You don't carry it to your mother-in-law. You don't carry it to your parents, because the Bible says, for this reason shall a man leave his parents, leave his home and the rest of it, and cleave unto his wife, and two shall become what? One. So when things happen in the marriage, learn to talk it out, which brings us back to what? Communication. Learn to talk it out, learn to resolve it, learn to talk about it and come towards a conclusive end or a decision. What is another concept that we are going to talk about? That is, you have to understand that your wife, your husband, and your children or your child, that they are what? Your primary family. You will not get money today or tomorrow, and the people you want to do things for are outsiders. My dear, you have to first of all take care of your family. Charity what begins at home. When you take care of your immediate family, you can now extend your hand to your other families. That means to your parents, to your siblings, and the rest of it. But you have to provide for your family. You can also, while providing for your family, you also provide for others at the same time. But what I'm saying is that you don't leave your family all together and you go providing for your external families. What are other things that you have to understand before marriage? This is difficult because it is one of the purposes of marriage, and that is, in marriage, children may come, children may not come. It is not our prayer for children not to come, but children may come and they may not come. Although, thank God for science, we now have artificial fertilization, artificial insemination, and the rest of it. But you need to know this and understand this and not chase your wife away because she couldn't bear children for you. Also, there is another thing we have to understand. This thing of my wife no give me boy. My dear, giving you a boy depends on the husband because it is the husband that carries the Y chromosome that is necessary to give a boy. So, my dear, if you're a husband or a bachelor, a young handsome man watching this video, know that you are the one carrying the Y chromosome, and you should pray to God that that Y chromosome goes into your wife when you are having intimacy. What are other concepts to understand? My dear, this concept is very, very important, and this is what your values and your belief and your faith. So many people have entered into marriage not really knowing the faith of their partner. And by faith, what do I mean? Where their partner belongs spiritually. You will not just see a man that does not go to church properly and you think, or he goes to church once in a while, and you think, okay, that's okay, no need to ask him. My dear, you need to ask so that you no go and marry an Ogboni man or a Mame Water woman. Please ask. And also, your values and beliefs must align. Lay your cards on the table before you say I do. Know what your partner is expecting from the marriage. Know what he understands concerning marriage. What does he understand, or what does she understand when marriage is called upon? Does he understand that the wife has to be a housewife? Or does he understand that a woman also has to go out to make money? Does he understand that marriage is about 50-50? Please ask your partner this question so that you can know whether your beliefs align together. You communicate properly so that there will be no misunderstanding. Also, you have to understand what intimacy. Understand how to please your partner. If you no know am, go read. If you no read, call your partner, practice with your partner. Ask questions, look at videos. There are people who teach these things in healthy ways. So make your research. They did not born us in this earth and we know everything. So if you don't know this side, you can learn. So learn how to please your partner. And by the way, a man or a woman should be loved the way he wants to be loved, not the way you want to love him. A man or a woman should be loved the way he or she wants to be loved and not the way you want to love him. So if there are certain things your husband or your wife or a man or a woman is expecting you to do via intimacy in marriage, lay it on the table. And also be open about it because it is something exciting. Be open about it. Be open to learn. Don't be somebody that is rigid. Be flexible so that you can bring excitement and romance to the marriage. What are other things to understand? There is the place of personal growth and improvement. They said that a room that can never be filled is the room for what? Improvement, and change is what? Constant. So we should continuously strive to work on ourselves, to improve spiritually, physically, financially, and otherwise. Let us grow. Let us continue to grow. We also have the place of forgiveness. Learn to apologize, learn to forgive. I am sorry has mended a lot of marriage. I am sorry has kept so many marriages from divorce. And forgiving is very, very good. I will not go on to talk about divorce because this session is not about divorce. But I believe that when one is getting married, you shouldn't have the intention for divorce in mind. You should marry because you want your marriage to last. Then, if at long last something happens, maybe because of somebody could not heal from emotional trauma, mental trauma, and otherwise, and then things like domestic violence comes out, and then it leads to what? It leads to divorce, or things like unfaithfulness in the matrimonial bed comes out and it leads to divorce. My dear, you can go your separate ways. But if there is no unfaithfulness of the matrimonial bed, and then it's just a little quarrel, please do well to apologize and say, I am sorry. It goes a long way. It closed the door to malice. And you know, malice leads to silence treatment. It closes that door. Let us learn to apologize frequently and also to forgive our partner. When we forgive, it lightens up the whole room and it brings joy into the home. And last but not the least, please let us know that marriage is what? Work. Marriage is what? Work. 100% from the partner, 100% from both sides, not 50%. The man brings in 100%, the woman brings in 100%. So marriage is all about work. Please let us put in the work for our marriages to work. This comes to the end of this video. I am so happy that I'm able to share this with us. Please and please again, if you haven't subscribed to my channel Love and Logic, do well to subscribe. Love and Logic, subscribe, comment. Please also ask your questions and reach out to me. Yes, ask your questions and reach out to me. Drop your comments in the comment section, like and share. Thank you and God bless you. Bye.